You're listening to the most authentic place in sports. It's the Sports Headline Show. Here are your hosts, Sean Davis and Warner Sanker.
What is going on, everybody? Sean Davis here for the Sports Headline Show. Welcome back in. We're going to be doing a fun show today, joined by my friend Warren Bruner as the beat drops. Maybe a little bit of a delay on my end with the beat drop, but I think we're good there. Warren, I didn't mess up the intro this time. The last intro I called you Warner. Warren, how we doing today, bro? You're muted.
It's been a good day. You know, it's been an average day. I've just been in the house. Went play basketball. My car got fixed.
There we go. Your car got fixed?
Finally. After like 2 weeks. Man.
Jeez. I'd say today's been a successful day for me as well. I'm not going to say why, but it's been a successful day, a W day, some might call it.
What's a good Drake song? What's a good Drake song for that? Like, to give them a hint. Just give them a good hint.
A good Drake song? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I have to think about that. Maybe
Champion?
by the end of the
show. Where's the song where you think about a trophy?
Trophies? Like, what's the move? Can I tell the truth if I was doing this for you that I have nothing left to prove, dog?
Oh, that's a W by me. That's a W by me.
Just for me, though, I'm just trying to stay alive and take care of them. That's not trophies, is it? And oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they'll have no reward for that trophies. Yep. Not me just like word for word, bar for bar. Ugh. Man. Warren, we're going to have a ton of fun on today's show. We have a bunch of great content on the way. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the entire Eastern Conference offseason grades, every single Eastern Conference team. This is part one of a two-part series. We're going to also include the Western Conference teams as well in a separate video. This is a great way for us to be able to talk about a little bit of the draft too, because I know we were a little bit late on that. Apologies about that. But we're encapsulating the whole offseason. So the draft and free agency, giving teams grades for that. Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of fun. Also this week, I'm gonna be having a point guard tier maker list coming out this week, ranking every single point guard in the NBA. So that's gonna be a ton of fun. And then also coming soon, I'm gonna have my top 50 players in the NBA, ranking all 50. It's gonna be a ton of fun coming soon to the channel. Warren, it's a fun time to be a sports fan. We're gonna have a ton of fun here on the channel creating content for you guys.
Yep. So let's get right into the first. We're gonna do Eastern Conference, and then we're gonna do a part two for the people, and then we're gonna do Western Conference.
Yeah. Really quickly, if you guys are like me and you plan on going to any soccer event in the future, you're going to do something I'm going to do for sure, and that is use SeatGeek, the #1 ticketing provider. Shout out to our sponsor for today's show, SeatGeek. Use promo code Sports Headlines at checkout to get $20 off your first purchase of over $50 or more. Again, guys, SeatGeek, the easiest platform to use. Get the best deals on 100%. You know they're going to be authentic tickets at SeatGeek. Sports Headlines is the promo code. Use it at checkout. Shout out to SeatGeek. And also, you can get exclusive access to NBA, NFL, and draft content on the Sports Headlines podcast.substack.com. Enough talking. Really quick, make sure you guys like and subscribe as well. Okay, now enough talking. Let's go.
Yep, and I'm so happy Twitter's back, man.
I don't even think it's fully back yet. I think Elon still has the thing up.
For me, it's perfect. I'm so happy.
All right.
Bucks.
That almost went bad. Almost exited out of the tier maker, exited out of the stream in total, but we're all good. Let's dive in here. First team, the Milwaukee Bucks. So we have 5 tiers or 5 grades, obviously A, B, C, D, F.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the Bucks offseason so far. So the Bucks re-signed Chris Middleton. I want to say it was a 3-year, $100 million deal. Which is what they re-signed Chris Middleton to. They brought back Brook Lopez. 3 years, 102 for Chris Middleton. They brought back Brook Lopez. 4 years, $84 million. I'm also gonna have to check that number. But let me see.
I thought it was like 60.
No, you're thinking Nikola Vucevic. Okay, no, we were both wrong. It was 2 years, $48 million.
Okay.
For Brook Lopez. And then the Bucks, they drafted Andre Jackson.
Brook Lopez has been in the league for a while.
Yeah. The Bucks drafted Andre Jackson, and to my knowledge, they drafted Andre Jackson in the second round. I believe, unless I'm missing anything as of right now, they lost Javon Carter to the Bulls. They brought back Jay Crowder, or I believe they're bringing back Jay Crowder. Yep. I don't see the number on Spot Track.
It's on a 1-year deal.
Yep. So they brought back Jay Crowder, and then, like I said, Andre Jackson Jr. They drafted him in the second round. Warren, what are your thoughts on the Bucks offseason so far?
I don't like the Chris Middleton re-signing. I get it, though. I get why you have to bring Chris Middleton back, but I just think it's long overdue. So, like, it has not long overdue, but it's getting to the point where Chris Middleton is on his last legs, and I don't like that signing. I like that they got Brook Lopez back. They basically just said, let's run it back and let's see what happens. They just got to hope they don't get matched up with the Heat. The Heat's their kryptonite.
Honestly, I mean, at this point, he might be. I really, really like the Andre Jackson pick. So much so that I think I'm in agreement with you, first off, that I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about them bringing back Chris Middleton at that number. Like Warren said, though, I do get it, right? Because he's a part of the core, right? With Giannis and with Drew Holiday. I truthfully do get it. I do understand. But I just don't think, like, what are the Bucks really doing? I think outside of Giannis, I don't love that. Like, and Drew Holiday's fun, but I just don't like where they're going, honestly. I feel like Giannis leaves in a year or two.
Can I say something real quick? I was just gonna say that. They're setting themselves up to lose Giannis Antetokounmpo in a couple years.
Yeah, like
this is an aging team, and it's looking like you can't compete with the top 2 teams in the East.
I mean, they'll be a great regular season team still, but like, let Miami get Dame. Let Brooklyn get Dame. They're not better than either one of those 2 teams. Let Philly get something legit for James Harden. They're not better than Philly if Philly gets something back. So, like, go ahead.
Have you heard the rumors they don't want to re-sign Maxey?
No, I heard that they don't want to extend him right now, but they do still want to keep him.
If they let Maxey go, they are a badly ran franchise.
Yeah, I still think they'll bring Maxey back. I just think they're trying to wait.
Right. Let's hop back on the Bucks.
I'm thinking C.
Yeah, it's a mid-off season. They just brought everybody back, and let's run it. I do give them their props. Maybe a C+, so we're like put them ahead of other teams. I give them a C+, just because they brought Brook Lopez back and they brought the core back. I would give them a C+, but other than that, nothing too special from the Bucks.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Next up, the Brooklyn Nets, who've had a sneaky busy offseason. They've been involved in a couple of rumors. They're heavily involved in the Damian Lillard trade news, whether it's them being the third team to try to get the deal done, or it's them actually getting Dame.
Can I just say I am so happy Dame has finally asked for a trade. Like,
yes,
he got off his high horse, and it's just time for him to go win.
Yes, finally. I think first off on the draft, Noah Clowney, Dariq Whitehead. I love Noah Clowney in this draft process, Warren. Dariq Whitehead's a fine upside play at 22. That was my thoughts on draft night, at least. What have they done this offseason? They re-signed Cam Johnson. I know that. Yeah. They traded Patty Mills. Let me check out their roster right quick. But Warren, while I do that, what are your thoughts on this Nets offseason so far?
I'm happy they brought back Cam Johnson. He's a crucial piece to the core. Weren't there rumors that they could have lost him to the Pistons?
I didn't know if it was the Pistons or not, but I do think there was a rumor that they could lose him.
I've seen people laughing at him getting $100 million. Like,
who? Cam Johnson?
Yeah, I
think it's a tad bit of an overpay, but like he's a really good player.
You have to do that just to keep your guys in. If you lose Cam Johnson, that roster it's looking as average as it was last year.
Yeah.
So I think they had a pretty good offseason so far, but the offseason's not done. They still have a chance. You've noticed free agency has died down because of Harden and Dame.
Yeah. Also, it's just not a good class.
It's gonna pick back up. Some lower tier names is gonna pick back up.
So they also signed Lonnie Walker to a $2 million deal. Great value. They signed Dennis Smith. Go ahead.
Game 4.
Yep. Game 4. Well, I'll always remember Lonnie Walker for that. Dennis Smith Jr., who had a really solid year actually for Charlotte, got him in for $2 million. I will say this: if they bring in Damian Lillard, this is an off season because that Brooklyn Nets team is all of a sudden a dark horse in the East.
Yep.
Because I don't think Mikal is a true 1. I think Mikal is like on a championship team, a really good 2. He had great flashes last season, though. I just don't think he's a 1. I'm gonna go B. That would be my bill. Warren, do you have any objections to that? I think it's been a good one.
I got a B. I just think it's a low B.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like a lower B.
We'll put the Nets in a B for now. The New York Knicks, who didn't do anything on draft night. They got Dante DiVincenzo, which is fun.
I like it.
I like it as well.
They got Villanova back. Is it Villanova?
Yeah, you got the Villanova trio. And that's it. They've literally done nothing except Dante DiVincenzo.
They're in talks every year. Like,
I heard people I've seen people say on Twitter, like they're in talk. They're monitoring the Giannis situation, but they're not going to get him. They never do. They never will get a big star unless they draft one. Even then, they're going to fall in the lottery. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Warren. Dante's never mind. Dante's a good signing, but like for that to be all you've done this offseason, I know Evan Fournier's contract is horrendous, but like you couldn't even try to get off of that. I don't know. I just can't.
That's what I was gonna say. When are they gonna trade Fournier?
Yeah, I just can't. It's not an F. I don't know if it's a D. It's worse than Milwaukee's offseason.
They did trade Obi Toppin.
That's right. I'm thinking C or D, Warren.
I'm putting D. I'm going D. I like DiVincenzo. It doesn't move the needle in the East, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, they're a first round exit next year? Like,
it depends where they get matched up. I want to see them play the Hawks again. That would be so cool.
Oh, man. We'll get to the Hawks in just a sec. Next up, the Toronto Raptors. I have very strong opinion. Look, I think the Raptors did some good things. I like the Darko Rajakovic hire. I like that they did not overpay for Fred VanVleet.
I love that.
I like that they were able to retain Jakob Poeltl. I don't really love the Dennis Schroeder signing. I'm not going to lie.
They needed a name. They needed a name at point guard, to be honest.
Yeah, but then also if you're gonna lose, here's my problem with the Raptors, summer or offseason at least, is that they drafted Grady Dick at 13, which is a very much we're trying to win now type of draft selection. The Raptors needed shooting, so I don't hate it still, but that was a very much so we need shooting type of selection, and I don't know, Dennis Schroeder, Gary Trent Jr., Scotty Barnes, Pascal, Jakob Poeltl, they ain't winning you nothing. That's a play-in team. So my point is, if you knew Fred was probably gone, I would have just went guard at 13, like Kobe Buffkin, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Nick Smith. I would have went on-ball point guard, try to develop somebody long-term, and instead they went with the shooter that is good, but he's a much better win now piece, in my opinion. I just don't think the Raptors are ready to win at all. Warren, they re-signed Gary Trent Jr. as well. If I didn't mention that, but Warren, what are your thoughts on this Raptors summer?
Hasn't OG Anunoby been in trade talks for like months?
By trades, like he's been flirted around, but they're never going to trade him because they overvalue him.
They won like 7 first-rounders, and with the new CBA, right? Those firsts are going to matter. So I think the Raptors offseason, like I'm gonna say it again. I think the Raptors are in the middle where they want to rebuild, but they want to win. So
you can't do that.
Just because of that, I'm put him at a D. I would put him at a D personally.
They did sign.
I really love that they did not get pressured into signing Fred VanVleet. So
right, for that reason alone, I think I go C personally. I like the Jalen McDaniels pick too. Like, dude, the Raptors have, in theory, a talented roster, but the problem is, like, that talented roster is a bunch of role players. Like, there's just no upside on this. Like, unless Scotty Barnes becomes elite next season or, like, takes a massive jump, they're the same team. Like, you downgraded at point guard, actually. Your depth's good. You have good depth now. I'll give you that. But, like, I just don't see the direction. It feels like, to Warren's point, it feels like the Raptors are trying to do a bunch of both. They're trying to compete and they're trying to rebuild. For that reason, I can't justify any more than it's C. But where do you want to go with this, Warren?
You could put him C, but I feel like you just keep him behind every other team.
Okay. We go C. C for the Raptors. Next up, we got the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls, by the way, recently they just applied for an exception so they can use that in the wake of the Lonzo Ball
That's so
injury.
sad. That's so sad.
For sure. And the fact that Lonzo isn't going to be able to play next season, insane. Like, just like the stuff that he's had to go through with that.
And when he did play for the Bulls, he was looking decent. He was looking decent.
Dude, that Bulls team was the 1 seed before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Not saying he was the best player or anything, but, like, dude, just the impact he was having for that team was crazy.
I just want to say, before Lonzo Ball got hurt, I was watching a Bull game. Let's just put it out there. I was watching Bulls games because they were decent and they were fun to watch with DeRozan and Ball and those guys. So
yeah, no, for sure, man. Like, it sucks that Lonzo got hurt. I do like the Javon Carter signing, though. I think, again, that really just reassures you that Lonzo is not even close to competing, and they give him a 3-year, $20 million contract while also re-signing Kobe White. I just have no clue how they feel about Kobe White.
Kobe White is low key a bust.
I think part of it is like how they've used him, honestly.
What pick was he? He was top 10, right?
Like maybe 10, like lottery for sure. They still have DeMar. They still have Zach LaVine. They lose Pat Bev, but like I said, they replaced Patrick Beverley with Javon Carter. So now your guards are still like really, really good defensive guards. Like you have Javon Carter, Alex Caruso, Kobe White. They re-signed Nikola Vucevic at a really good price, actually. Vucevic got a 3-year, $60 million contract. So he's only going to be like a top half center in the NBA, maybe top 10 to 12. They get $18 million, good value.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
The Bulls don't utilize their guards well. Other than Derrick Rose, who has been a good point guard for the Bulls.
Good point guard, not many.
They misused Chris. They didn't. Chris Dunn was a bust. Lonzo Ball got hurt, but he was playing well. But like, I think the Bulls are just cursed when it comes to point guard.
They draft Julian Phillips on draft night, which is big. I think for what it's worth, I think it's what were you thinking? I think I know what I want to go with for the Bulls. I think I know my answer.
They didn't really do nothing. I'm just gonna go. I think it's mid off season, to be honest. They didn't really do nothing.
I think it's better than Milwaukee's. And the reason why I say it's better than Milwaukee's is, like I said, you re-sign Nikola Vucevic at a really good price. You bring in Javon Carter, which is a great value. Julian Phillips in the draft, great pick. You do, and then who did you lose? Like, you re-signed Kobe White, but who did you lose? Like you lost Pat Bev and maybe Drummond, or did Drummond go back? I think Drummond actually went back, so you get to keep Drummond too. If you want to go see, I think that's fair, but I think it's better than Milwaukee's offseason.
Here, let's go see.
All right, one of the busiest off seasons now, Warren. The Detroit Pistons. It all started when they threw the bag to Monty Williams, signing their head coach of the future. They trade for Joe Harris to get some, like, fulfill the desperate need for some shooting. They trade for Monte Morris. That Pistons team. Let K take that leap next year. They drafted Sar Thompson in the first round.
That team is looking good.
Yeah. Now
is his name Jaden Hardy? I'm saying that right.
Jaden Ivey.
Jaden Ivey. I love Jaden Ivey coming out. I think it was like top 3. He was my top 3, to be honest. Last year's draft.
Yeah, I think he was 3rd on my board. I think my top 5 was.
He was slept on. I feel like he was slept on a little bit.
My top 5 was Paulo, Chet, Jaden Ivey, Keegan Murray, Jabari Smith. That was my top 5 last year.
But you got. How tall is he? How tall is Jaden Ivey?
6'4", 6'5".
But you just gotta. The team's young, and they look good.
Yeah, I didn't love the Asar Thompson pick. I thought it was a good one. I don't have anything like negative against it. But I'm not like a lover of it. That was a fine pick. But the Monty Williams hire, the Joe Harris and Monte Morris, excuse me, I keep Monte Harris. Monte Morris trades. I think this team is Cade or Jaden Ivey taking that next step away from being really, really good. You got them coaching now. Oh, they'll be playing next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think at least. Is this our first A off season?
Is it?
I think so.
A or high B? You know what? Give them the. You know what? Pistons. They've been in the dump for so long. Give the Pistons fans some love. Put them in A.
Yeah, there we go. We're all about supporting teams here on the Sports Headline Show. So Detroit Pistons fans, there you go. Especially
for the ones that've been around for Blake Griffin and guys like that, where they get finessed for trades, but then they come. You know what I'm saying, Sean?
Blake Griffin was actually solid before he got hurt.
Teams like this just need a little boost from media like us. So
yeah, see, you don't see any of the regular Joes talking about the Detroit Pistons on their podcast, do you? Jeez, now we're like slandering the Piston fans.
Nah, Pistons, you're cool, bro. I've never seen an L Piston fan in my life.
How many Piston fans have you met?
To be honest, I was going to say I've never seen a Piston fan.
Oh man. Let's move on now to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know how I feel about this offseason.
Max Strus, mid-signing.
Sign and trade for Max Strus. I like the fit. I think they really needed some shooting. But, like, if you ask me how much of a need... if Max Strus is 2021-22 Max Strus,
oh snap,
then it's a great signing. Or a great sign and trade, right? If you're getting last year Max Strus, it's a fine signing. Like, it just doesn't move the needle at all. I just don't know what this Cavs team does. Like, I think Darius Garland has to keep taking the next step. I like the Max Strus sign, but for that to be your big offseason acquisition, I don't know.
Let's hope the lights don't get too big this time.
You draft Amani Bates. That's your only draft pick. And you go Amani Bates. I don't know, man. I just
C mid.
I think it's worse than the Toronto offseason, honestly.
Max Strus is such a mid signing. That's like
it might be D.
Really?
It's either like below Toronto.
Okay, I get what you're doing. We're going in terms of offseason. We're not going in D. We're going in terms of offseason, so D.
It's either if you want to go C, I get it, because again, I think you're gambling on Max Strus shooting well. Max Strus, like I said, is back to that 21-22 version of himself. This is like a C plus offseason. Last season, Max Strus, so this is probably a D. Probably a D. High D, though. All right. Let's see. Who else we got next? We got the oh man, the Boston Celtics.
So far, it's.
I disagree.
What do you mean?
I think they had a great offseason so far, personally. You trade Marcus Smart for 2 second. Essentially, Marcus Smart goes for 2 first-round picks. You don't get them. Actually, you get one of them.
I was thinking of 7. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
What?
I thought we were on the 76ers. My bad.
No, my bad. The Celtics. If I said the Sixers, my bad. I meant the Celtics.
Go ahead.
You get Kristaps Porzingis.
Oh yeah, Celtics. Okay. Now we're cooking.
Celtics, you're cooking. Unfortunately, the Celtics also. I'm trying to remember who they drafted. They drafted Jordan Walsh. They kept trading down in the draft. I do remember that. So they accumulated a ton of future second-round picks. They still have bird rights, and restricted free agency rights on Grant Williams. You sign O'Shea Brissett. You do lose, like I said, Marcus Smart, but Malcolm Brogdon is still, Derek White, JB, Jason Tatum. You bring in Kristaps, who's like a legit another scoring option, who had a really, really strong season last year. That's kind of get thrown under the radar. You land up with Jordan Walsh in the draft. Warren, this is either okay. Never mind. Is it better than Detroit? Better than Detroit?
I would say no. Is it?
They had some really nice coaching additions too, as well. They had a couple.
I would say yes. I would put them above Detroit just because they've gotten better. Like championship teams or championship contenders, it's hard for them to get better. But Celtics found a way to get better while still retaining some value for guys they traded.
Yeah,
Celtics just find a way to get picks for everybody.
Unfortunately,
they're just really well ran in the front office.
They went from having one of the best coaches in the NBA in Brad Stevens to having one of the best executives in the NBA in Brad Stevens. Let's move on to a less exciting draft offseason. The Philadelphia 76ers.
That's what I was saying.
It's been a bad offseason.
This offseason really depends on what they get for James Harden.
Okay. I'm there with you.
Like right now, it's a D. For me,
right
now it's a D. If they don't get much back for Harden, it goes down to F-.
I think that's what and they also signed Nick Nurse, so I think for that reason as well as a D. I think with the Sixers, they haven't done anything in free agency either. No, they got Pat Bev. I do remember that now. They got Pat Bev.
Pat Bev moves the needle. He's up here.
They haven't done anything. I think they are waiting on to see what they can get for James Harden, because this roster just looks really, really incomplete right now. I'm gonna go. We could go D. I do like the Nick Nurse signing. I thought they had a couple of good two-way contract signings as well. I think it's worse than New York, so.
Point the camera towards me, please. Let our MVP carry the boats. Oh yeah, I don't think with the new CBA, I don't think Embiid would be eligible for the MVP because he didn't play enough games. I just want to put it out there for everybody.
How many games did he play last year?
Not a clue, but I know it's for sure under the limit.
Limit 65. Let me check. I don't think he played 65.
I'm pretty sure it was under 65.
Hold on, I'm checking now as we speak. Let's see. Can we catch Warren red-handed?
Nope.
Embiid played.
He was under, right?
66.
Poor me. He played 2 more games than what was needed. Poor me.
Last
Well-
two seasons. Go ahead.
How many games did Jokic play?
I know Jokic cleared.
Yeah, Jokic is our MVP. That's my MVP. He got robbed just like LeBron in 2018.
W. Jokic. I think my guess is gonna be 70. 69. So I was close.
W number.
Let's move on here. The Charlotte Hornets.
Jordan sold the team to get out of debt.
Oh man, all seriousness, I don't know why they offered Miles Bridges, by the way, a qualifying offer. Of course he picked it up. Like,
Of course.
yeah. They're just a super horrendously run franchise. Like, that is not a good organization whatsoever. I was critical of the Brandon Miller's pick. It's fine, I guess.
Looking back at it the next day, I was like, he might actually fit in because I posted in our group chat, like, you can't name many 6'9" guys that can dribble and shoot and like play pretty good defense.
LeBron,
Other than
Kawhi, KD.
You can name like 8 players. You can name like 8 players.
LeBron, Kawhi, KD, Paul George, Mikal Bridges,
Luka
can't guard.
Luka can't guard, but he can dribble that ball.
Okay, so let's throw Luka in there. That's great. You said it. Okay, Luka. 6'9". 6'9" plus or 6'9"?
6'9" plus.
Oh. Jokic.
No.
Embiid.
I'm talking pure like ball handler, not somebody that hits the ball.
Pascal Siakam.
He's run and drive.
Yes, he is.
He's run and drive.
Oh.
I'm talking pure ball handler, like a KD type player.
Jason Tatum. I need to say
Yeah.
JT.
Yeah, I posted the list in here, but I'm not gonna scroll up like a month in. What I'm trying to say is, you could put Paul George, KD, guys like that. But I'm just trying to say, like, his player type is a rare breed in the NBA. He's like, he has a chance to be really good with in Charlotte.
I'm still super critical of the pick. Super critical in the standpoint of, like, if I got to my draft grades, I would have given it a B. He's a really good player, but I'm somewhat critical of the pick still. They just haven't done a ton. Like, that's your biggest outside of. I do like the Nick Smith Jr. draft selection because I'm higher on Nick Smith Jr. And then they haven't done anything with PJ Washington yet. They have to bring him back. He's a really good player. But you just threw Miles Bridges a qualifying offer, so you might lose PJ Washington because
Laker.
there's with what money?
I'm playing. I'm doing a meme.
Oh, the Hornets have a ton of wings and a ton of forwards like Gordon Hayward, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Cody Martin, Kai Jones. Like, I guess PJ Washington and Kelly Oubre. Like, they're gonna have to make some decisions.
I forgot they had Kelly.
I'm gonna go. I'm thinking C. Maybe I'm thinking C.
See?
What do you think?
I mean, if you don't really like, I would say D. They didn't really do nothing.
Brandon Miller was the only big, like,
High D over the Knicks, maybe.
I was gonna say over the Cavs.
They really
Or
do
honestly,
nothing.
like, maybe C. I say it's like better than the Cavs, but worse than Toronto.
Okay, but that's fine. That's fair.
All right, the Washington Wizards.
I love their offseason. I love it personally. Koulibaly.
I want Koulibaly. Just for that, we're giving it an A.
Yes.
Okay, hear me out. Process-wise, I give it an A.
They did so well with minimal resources.
Yeah, process-wise, I give it an A. Like, roster-wise, like what they actually did, C, B. But like, I think part of the reason why the results from the process for the Wizards have been so bad is because the process for the Wizards was so bad for so long, it cost them this summer.
Mm-hmm.
But Like the only process related thing I didn't like their draft night trade with the Pacers. They traded up one spot to get Bilal Coulibaly when the Pacers were almost always going to take Jarris Walker.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know why they traded up.
I didn't like that. But it's like maybe for that and for, like I said, some of the results, I'd go high B, but I do really like their offseason. Better than the Nets for sure.
I love their offseason. I've been talking about their offseason since they drafted Coulibaly. And I just think they're in the right track. They're on the right track right now. If you don't want to put them A, we can put them B, like over the Nets. That's fair too.
Yeah.
I really like the direction. They finally have a direction, and it's looking good in Washington.
It's gonna take a little while, but they have a direction now. That's all that matters. I actually don't love that they brought Kuz back.
I was going to say that. As long as you have Kuz, you're going to win at least 20 games.
Yeah. Like
Sneaky playing team? Sneaky playing team?
No.
Sneaky?
No.
10?
No. Who on this list are they better than, besides maybe Charlotte?
Let me look.
That's it. They might be better than Charlotte. But like, let LaMelo and let Brandon Miller have a full healthy season, and Charlotte might be better than Washington.
Where they at last year? Matter of fact, they weren't even that far out from getting a 10 seed last year.
The Wizards, yeah, they had Bradley Beal.
Yeah, they were 5 games out.
Yeah.
I love their offseason. That's the last thing I got to say. Wizards are in the right direction right now. And that's all you can ask for a team that's like kicked the bucket for so long.
Yeah. All right. Next up, the Orlando Magic. In free agency, they haven't done a ton.
I don't think they did anything.
They haven't done anything?
I don't think so.
They
kept. I think they retained somebody. I forgot his name.
They got Joe Ingles. They brought back Mo Wagner.
Yeah, Mo Wagner. That's what I was thinking of.
I mean,
Joe Ingles finessed that team.
Yeah, I hate that contract.
He finessed them.
Like, I feel like that's one of those we have money to spend, so F it type deals, because like Joe Ingles ain't an $11 million player or a $10.7 million player.
He's like $3 million.
Yeah, like I don't understand that, and I did not like the Jet Howard pick at all.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while.
Massive reach at 11. He was like 25 on my board. I did not like that pick at all. Like, if you wanted a shooter, Grady Dick is right there.
Love that name. Gotta lighten up the mood.
I'm gonna go D. I think it's better than Cleveland's offseason.
Really? You really hate Cleveland's offseason?
I was the one between us two. I was the one that like defended Cleveland's offseason.
I said they were mid. I put them at. I said low D, not low D, high D.
Yeah, Cleveland's is high. I think Orlando's offseason is either like high D or like very, very low C.
Okay, we might get our first F here.
Where we put Orlando at?
Put them above Cavs.
All right.
We might get our first F here. Yeah.
If they get Damian Lillard,
it shoots up to a B. It shoots up to a B. It shoots up to an A.
Yeah, they get Dame.
They're instantly like number 1 in the East.
Yeah, but like right now,
they lost everybody.
You lose Gabe Vincent. You lose Max Jers. You lost Omar Yurtseven. Like
you're
gonna try
underrated.
They're gonna try to trade Kyle Lowry. They lost Cody Zeller. They've lost almost all their depth. Like, that team right now is Caleb Martin, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Kyle Lowry, who they're trying to trade.
They're starting to look like they're starting to look like how we thought the Nets would look.
What do you mean?
We thought the Nets would have no depth at all.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna say my thoughts for what the Suns are, but they're ranked high for me.
Yeah, the Suns had a good offseason.
Yeah.
I just can't get behind this Heat offseason, man. Like, they brought back Kevin Love, cool. I will say this. I do love the Josh Richardson sign. Like, I don't know how you got Josh Richardson at a veteran minimum. I projected him at, like, high taxpayer to like, part of the MLE. I thought the Jaime Jaquez pick was fair. I don't know. Maybe not an F, but, like, this is a D offseason for sure. Maybe, like, below the Knicks, below the Cavs. It's a bad offseason.
They lost to everybody below Philadelphia. I think it's a true F. Like, they've done nothing. They've done nothing really.
They lost Omar, or they're potentially going to lose Omar. You're at 7. So you got losing Omar, losing Max Drews, losing Gabe Vincent, potentially losing Kyle Lowry in the trade. But if it's a trade, they're going to get something back. And then they re-signed Kevin Love, drafted Jaime Jaquez, signed Josh Richardson at a steal of a contract, and signed Thomas Bryant.
Like, if you want to F, this is our F. Like, it can't get no more. It can't get worse than what it has for. Like, you go from championship contender to, like, not even third best in the East. Third, because you have
one, 2, 3,
maybe even 4.
I'm not gonna lie, this Eastern Conference is not good.
That Cavs team is, like, really well. They're built well. I would say they have a better roster than the Heat.
Yeah, Cavs have a better roster.
So they're arguably not even top 4 after they made the championship. But the Heat are used to not being top dogs. They're used to being underdogs. I think they like that narrative. So we'll see what happens with Dame.
Next up, the Atlanta Hawks, who I have no clue how I feel about this Hawks offseason, man. Like,
they got rid of John Collins.
Yeah, but almost like similar to the not similar, but they got nothing for him.
I mean, they've been trying to get off his contract for how long now?
Fair. I mean, there's
not much you can get.
They got Ty Washington, Usman Garuba. Like, they got some low cost. Kobe Buffkin, I like that signing a ton. I mean, draft selection a ton. I don't know. I think it's a mid off season. I think it's
mid. Low D.
C?
I mean, not low D, low C.
All right, last one.
Last but not least, he got the bag. He got the money. He is Mr. Money Man.
This is an off season. I love the Pacers off season. I think they slightly overpaid for Bruce Brown, but this is
you were clowning him over Bruce Brown on Twitter.
I mean, they paid him $23 million.
That's ugly.
But I get why they did it. And I still love the rest of their offseason. They lock up Tyrese Halliburton long term. They traded down. Like, do you remember the Eagles in the Jamar Chase draft, where the Eagles were gonna take Devonta Smith at 6? It was always known they were gonna take Devonta Smith at 6. They trade down to 12 and still get the guy they wanted, plus extra stuff. This isn't nearly as drastic as that. 1, because that's the NFL, and 2, they only traded back 1 spot. But to leverage the situation so well enough to where they told Washington, you know what? No, you want to get Bilal so bad, we're gonna take Bilal Coulibaly. Wink, wink. You're gonna have to trade up and get him. They got some assets, and they still got the guy they were always gonna take at 7. Man, I'm like losing part of their offseason. But so far, Warren, what are your thoughts on their offseason?
This thing, as long as you keep Halliburton in a Pacers uniform long term, and you just build around Halliburton, which they have, you have a chance to win in the East.
Yeah, I think one thing
they've done that this offseason. I really like the Pacers right now.
Yeah, I think one thing we've learned, like, through going through this ranking, outside of Boston, Milwaukee, and honestly, that's it. The East is up for grabs.
Yes.
And honestly, I think it's Boston and everybody else. Only reason why Milwaukee's in the conversation is because they have Giannis.
I think Milwaukee takes a step back this year.
Yeah.
They just don't. I just don't see it anymore. That roster's aging. I just don't see it anymore.
Yeah. So, and then going back to the Pacers really quick. Complain all you want about Bruce Brown. It's a great fit and a great signing. A little overpriced, but I get it. They had to spend the money somewhere, and they made sure they got their guy.
I just want to know how he went from mid-level exception to $20 million.
Dude, it happened like a day too. Like
right,
everybody's saying,
where do you get that evaluation from?
Bro, we went from, he might go back to Denver for, I think the maximum Denver could offer him was like 7.4 or something like that.
Let's run it back.
Oh, wait. What did Mike Malone say? Get loud. He was hammered. I loved it. Get loud. Wait, where's my, do I have any glasses on yet? Get loud. Yeah, glasses.
I'm not going to walk across the room to get them.
I might walk across the room. Anyway, I love their offseason, man. Ben Shepherd in the second round as well. I'm sorry, first round.
I'll be back.
I love their offseason. Obi Toppin in the trade. This Pacers team is about to be so good, and I can't wait to watch them. This is an A. I think it's better than Detroit's offseason. I don't think it's better than Boston's offseason, but this is one of the better offseasons in the NBA, in my opinion. Rick Carlisle, this Pacers team, they got a ton of depth. I'm just going to read out these names right quick.
Pan it over to us, or I got us.
Oh, no, go ahead. Okay. Ooh, okay, we got the dark shades too, so we're really going. Oh, hold on.
Let's get loud.
You got to wave your hands too. I know you got your mic right there, but yeah. Oh man, Mike Malone.
These are some
W,
nice
man.
These are some nice glasses.
Those are some good glasses. But I'm gonna read off this roster right quick. Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, who I was really high on last year. Thought he had a really good year. Tyrese Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Buddy Hield, Bruce Brown, Miles Turner, Obi Toppin, Jarris Walker, Jalen Smith, Isaiah Jackson, Ben Shepherd, Andrew Nembhard, TJ McConnell, Daniel Tice. That is a really good team that could make an argument for being like a top 6 team in the Eastern
I was going to say that.
Like, who's better than them right now? Like, definitively better. We said the 2 teams.
8-7-6 is their range right now.
We said the 2 teams, Boston and Milwaukee, they're better. They're still at the top. But like, there's a world to do my thing here, Warren.
You love that.
There's a world, and this is a great TikTok content, so I'm gonna put the camera back on us. There's a world where the Sixers was Harden, and the Heat miss out on Dame, and in that world, the Pacers are better they're a better built roster than Philly, and B's the best player, obviously, but like they're a better roster. Indiana, and they have a better roster than Miami. Tyrese Halliburton keeps taking that next step. They're a better team than Cleveland.
Are they?
If Tyrese takes another, like if he keeps progressing, I love Tyrese. So if he keeps progressing, they're better than Cleveland.
Who? The Philadelphia 76ers?
No, Indiana.
I just think Cleveland are just like they just need a gel. They have the roster. That roster's starting 5 is really nice. They just need to put it all together.
Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen.
That starting 5 is so nice.
Tyrese Halliburton. Who took 200? Tyrese Halliburton, Bruce Brown, Benedict Mathurin. I don't know who the 4 is. Jarris Walker, I suppose. Jarris Walker, Miles Turner. That Pacers starting 5 is better. That Pacers starting 5 is better.
I don't know. I would disagree.
The Pacers definitely have the better depth for sure. Their depth is definitely better.
I can give you that, but that Cleveland starting, they just need to have 2 guys take that leap to being a true all-star or superstar, and they can compete.
I love this Indiana offseason though. Love it. They're gonna get an A.
I agree.
Any objections to our list here so far, Warren, for the Eastern Conference?
No, we agreed so far. With everything. We agreed. Except for the Pacers and Cleveland starting lineups, we agreed.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take a look. This is our tier maker for the Eastern Conference, ranking every team's offseason with an A grade. The Boston Celtics won the Eastern Conference offseason, finishing with an A, the top grade. Coming in second, the Indiana Pacers. The Pistons round up teams with A grades. A couple other teams we really like their offseasons, but just short of A's. The Washington Wizards and the Brooklyn Nets. Although with the Nets, if the Nets get Damian Lillard, that automatically goes to an A. Either mid off seasons or off seasons we kind of liked, but we just didn't think it was enough. Were the Bulls, Bucks, Raptors, Hornets, and Hawks all getting graded for a C. Some D's, like some bad off seasons, or like just not enough off seasons, if you will. The Magic, the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Sixers. And then in our opinion, the worst off season. Wait, real quick. Why are the Sixers not F again?
I have no clue.
I thought about that.
We were talking trash about them, but I forgot what we said, to be honest.
I forgot what we said too. Like, are they F? Because like they ain't done nothing.
Oh, you put them at D just because they got Nick Nurse.
Okay,
I remember.
All right. Magic, Cavs, Knicks, and Sixers get a D grade, and the Heat with the worst offseason. Again, if the Heat get Dame, that's probably an A.
Yep.
But for right now, because actually it doesn't look like they're going to get Dame right now. Because like the Blazers are playing hardball, and the Heat just don't have a great offer.
What if Dame just says, I'm not going to play? If you don't trade me to the Heat,
no leverage.
If you don't trade me to the Heat, I'm not going to play for any other team. Or he can tell his agent to call the other teams up and tell them, if you trade for me, I'm not going to play.
What leverage though? He doesn't have any leverage.
He can't he's gonna say I quit.
He's gonna quit out on like $60 million money.
I don't know. Dame is that type of guy to go on, stay on his high horse.
Nah, that's something Kyrie would do.
That's something Kyrie would do. But I'm just saying, there's a world where Dame says, I'm not playing for no other team than the Heat.
Nah. We'll see. You also said, no, I'm not gonna say that.
I just want to say, what I say? Huh? What I say, Sean?
Not that I'm trying to save you here.
LeBron gets traded to Orlando Magic. You think he plays?
That Magic.
No. LeBron's not going to Orlando unless Bronny goes there. Even then, Bronny might force his way out.
Bronny's gonna force his way out. Oh man, what a show! What a show! We're gonna have the Western Conference grades up in a couple of days. Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, leave a like and subscribe here to the Sports Online Show. And my phone's ringing. Till next time, see ya and stay safe.